Hey, what's going on, guys? Just some little Jets news. Haven't had a big signing today as free agency is quieting down after 2 very hectic days. To start this one off, Joe Flacco is going to be returning on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. Joe Flacco was probably the best or the second best performing quarterback on the roster, statistics-wise, and he's 37, going to be coming back for veteran leadership. Obviously, he and Zach Wilson had a good relationship, and for that price tag, I'm not really worried. Last year, we did have a problem with backup quarterbacks, which we had to actually trade for Joe Flacco back from the Eagles. The reason why they're going to sign him is obviously for a veteran quarterback behind Zach Wilson. And looking at his stats, he kind of only had 2 games where he played. He played the Buffalo game, and then he played the Dolphins game. And overall, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he had a decent QBR, 133 quarterback rating. Just a veteran backup, just so that we can have somebody in case Zach Wilson goes down, and also if something happens with Mike White. Going on, Dan Feeney is getting re-signed. It's going to be a minimum deal around 1.5, but locker room guy, backup offensive lineman, just in case we have injuries. Looking at his PFF, he had a 75.9 grade. I can guarantee you that most of that comes from the run blocking grade. He was okay last year. He wasn't that terrible. He did get no sacks allowed, no penalties given, 185 snaps. So he was all right. You know, backup offensive lineman. He's versatile. He can play. He's backup center, and he can also play guard. Not much there, or not too much to worry about or to scoff at. The Jets do tender Mike White. They're giving him the original round tender. So $2.5 million for a decent backup. Obviously, Mike White had that beautiful Cincinnati game where he finished 37 for 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and he won AFC Player of the Week. And that was an awesome game. But he finished the year 953 yards, 5 touchdowns, 8 interception, a 50 QBR. Those 8 interceptions coming from that awful game in Buffalo. Nathan Shepard also was re-signed. He is the first and only Mike McCannon's 2015 to 2019 draft pick. That's so crazy that not Marcus May, no Jamal Adams, none of those picks were re-signed. The only one that will be is probably from the 2019 class, guys like Quinnen Williams. I think he'll be one of the only other players that'll be re-signed to a second contract. And it's crazy that Nathan Shepard was the first. Looking at his PFF, kind of a non-factor player. 20 tackles, 8 assisted tackles, no sacks, no forced fumbles, and a 50 overall grade. He's just a backup defensive tackle, and I still think we need to improve on. But the big news coming out of today that I thought is we got a draft pick for Blake Cashman, who barely plays. He was also part of that 2019 class, and he was always on IR. When he was on the field, he was kind of bad, and it's still insane that we were even able to get a pick for him. So Cashman never played more than 7 games with the season. He had 5 different stints on IR in only 3 years, and it's so crazy that we got anything for him. I thought that he was probably going to be one of the cuts this year. And looking at his stats, I mean, 3 tackles this year, and then just no picks, no fumbles, no nothing. He was a 5th-round pick, and in his career, he finished with 0.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, or 1 fumble recovery, and empty stat sheet. Always on IR, 14 total games played. I mean, it's great that we got anything for him. So let me know some of your favorite moves from the Jets offseason. I also just uploaded a video talking about free agency. Make sure you go check that one out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And more Jets news hopefully coming soon.